Good evening, VC. Dave here. So Andrew with the Vinyl Community Channel, Tales from the Crate, has thrown a list of questions to us here to present. So I'm going to try to make my way through these. There's 20 questions. Never done one of these videos like this before, so bear with me. I've got a lot of vinyl that's buried right now that I couldn't get to, so I'm gonna show a couple CDs. Hope that's okay. So first question, which was not an easy one, but I think I settled on this album, was the best find of the year for you out there digging in the wild. And for me, I went with this record, the Giuseppe Logan Quartet on ESP discs. It's an original from 1965. I found this at the record store that I live next door to, sitting in their Discogs bin, because they have stuff in store that they also have online on their Discogs page, sitting there for $10. The record plays just fine. They had it marked as good plus. I don't know what went on with that, but yeah, this is a free jazz monster and a very rare record, and one I'm stoked to have. Don Pullen on piano, Milford Graves on drums, Giuseppe Logan is on sax, tenor, and alto, Eddie Gomez on bass. Amazing album. Love anything I can find on this label. So yeah, that would be easily the best find of the year for me. And the next question would be, what Vinyl Community Channel do you feel needs some more subs? And just one really comes right to mind, and that's Rob with Sound Strange. He lives in Leon, Spain. He's, man, just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to music. He's doing these series on classical and composers. It's just mind-blowing to learn about this stuff from someone so knowledgeable in the subject. And but he's got records, and he's having to move them when he can from Ireland down to Spain. But he's got some killer stuff, killer blues, killer jazz, you name it. So definitely check out his channel. I know a lot more people are starting to sub to it, but yeah, we need to get some more for Rob. Next question: what draws me into a record store? Rare records. I've got a handful that I pretty much stick to now, as far as if I'm going to be looking online or making a trip. And that would be like Dusty Groove in Chicago, would be one. I'm always checking their site. Here locally, I can get up to Durham, to Carolina Soul Records, which is just tops as far as I'm concerned with everything they do. Their eBay auctions are amazing. They do a lot on consignment. They get a lot of collections on consignment. That's how they're able to do what they do. And so yeah, and then if you go in the store, then you end up finding things on the wall like this, the Pharoah Sanders Quintet, original, also on ESP disc from '65. You're not going to find this in any record store. So yeah, Carolina Soul. And of course, at some point, I need to make the trek up to Jerry's Records in Pittsburgh. I guarantee I'm going to find all kinds of gems in there. Question 4: name a cheap album that is good. Well, this one immediately came to mind. You can find this for $5 or less anywhere. That's Sonny Fortune, Awakening. Really cool artwork on the cover. This is on the Horizon label. I believe this is from '75. You got some great players on here with him. You got Reggie Workman on bass, Billy Hart on drums, Kenny Barron on piano, just to name a few. Sonny Fortune, amazing sax player. You might know him from the Sahara album with McCoy Tyner. This is cheap heat right here. Number 5, favorite side project album. And this is one that I really want to find on vinyl, but it goes for big dollars. And that is The Pupils. And I've got the CD. It's Asa and Daniel from Lungfish. Just the two of them on a side project. This was released on Discord in 2002. I would love to get this on vinyl. It just doesn't show up hardly ever, and prices on Discogs are retarded. So great album. Love Lungfish. One of my top bands ever in any genre. So yeah, and that'd be the last piece of vinyl I need for anything of theirs. So yeah. Next was a song. Next question 6 would be a song that is uncharacteristic in a artist's catalog. And let's see. And for me, and I've got the vinyl tucked away here somewhere. I've got the CD here, and that would be from the band Pelican, What We All Come to Need. Instrumental band from Chicago. Beautiful, heavy music. And the last track on here, Final Breath, they put out a lot of albums before this, never had vocals whatsoever. And yeah, Final Breath, it's got the lead singer of the Life and Times, Alan Epley. And it's an absolutely beautiful song, and definitely uncharacteristic of Pelican to have vocals on any track. And it is one of my favorites, actually, oddly enough. And that's from Pelican, What We All Come to Need. Amazing album. This on the Southern Lord label. I forget the year on this, but yeah, that would be definitely an uncharacteristic track from their catalog. Number 7 would be the last album I purchased, and that would be this album here, Défense Day. This is a fairly rare French electronic, I guess, pseudo-jazz album. This is an original press, French pressing from 1975, I believe, on the Sun Records label. Yeah, Alex in the VC had recently played and showed this in one of his videos, and that afternoon I was flipping through what Dusty Groove had on their site, and there was a copy. I couldn't believe it, so I went ahead and just grabbed it. This is really, really, really different stuff. Really full sound on this. The sound quality is amazing. The covers got some water damage, but the record is in VG+. So very stoked. This arrived today. So that's the last album I purchased. Let's see. Number 8. A great album with a bad cover. And that was an easy one for me. That would be Woody Shaw, Woody 3. That is a terrible cover. It's just, I love that it's his family and, the generations of the Woody Shaw family there, but man, you're just going to keep flipping through and bypass this when you see a cover like that. I'm sorry. This is a promo copy. It's released, I think, in 79 on Columbia. This cooks. There's some live tracks on here from the Village Vanguard that are absolutely mind-blowing. Wicked lineup. You can get this record for $2 or $3. It is a badass record. Horrible cover, though. And so, vice versa. Question 9. A bad album with a cool cover. I don't know if I'd really call this a bad album, because Thelonious Monk never made a bad album, but this is just my least favorite. I think it just went a little too old school for me later on in his career, and that's Solo Monk. But man, what a dope cover. Love this cover right here. But not one that I spin as often as all the other Monk albums that I have. This, I think it's original stereo press on Columbia. Yeah. And so, next, number 10, a blues album. I actually do not have any blues albums whatsoever. Not a genre I really get into much. I had a Bo Diddley album. I think The Gladiator. I think it ended up getting sold in a stack of records. I probably regret it. It is a damn good album. One I'll probably need to get back at some point. So yeah, blues album. No dice. Number 11 would be, the question is an earworm song. I guess that means a song that you can't get out of your head. And I've got the vinyl on this as well. It's buried right now, and that's from, the song would be Bound for the Floor from Local H off the album As Good as Dead. Every time you hear that song, it gets embedded in my brain. If you know what song I'm talking about. So that would be that. Number 12 would be, the question is, name a historically important artist. That's an easy one for me, and this is a historically important album, and that would be Miles Davis, Bitches Brew. Maybe not, arguably one of the first fusion albums. Maybe not the absolute first, but this is the album that put fusion on the map from 1970 on the Columbia label. It's an amazing, amazing album. Everybody knows this album. The cover art is unbelievable. John McLaughlin, it's just, this is a masterpiece in every sense, and very historically important because that moved jazz forward into the 70s. Number 13, an album I own because of my parents. That's interesting. I had a Rolling Stones Greatest Hits album on vinyl, and I just put it in the mail and sent it to my mom for Christmas. She finally got a record player again for the first time in a long time. She's always just been playing CDs, and my brother basically took her Rolling Stones Greatest Hits CD and never returned it. So I gave her my Rolling Stones vinyl for Christmas. So that's how that all goes around. And I had it because my mom's a big Stones fan, and now she's getting it back, basically. All right, number 14, best dollar bin find. That's an easy one for me. Went into Repo next door, and in the back, the last album sitting in the dollar bin that night. Don't know if they made a mistake or not, but it was $1. Original stereo press of Everybody Digs Bill Evans. Man. just thievery right here. Amazing, amazing copy. Plays like brand new. Probably shouldn't even be showing this. $1. That record goes for major bucks. Favorite double album. Favorite double album. Let's see. Did I get a favorite double album here? I think I might have forgotten that one, but I believe I have one here. Let's see. Be right back, folks. Oh, that would be Tool Lateralus. This is just a thing of beauty. One of my favorite bands ever. I've probably seen Tool more times live than any other band. I know I've seen them probably 30 times. And then yeah, you've got that on the vinyl. Yeah, that's easily my favorite double album. Let's see what's on the other here. Yeah, the artwork from the guitarist. Just amazing stuff. Yeah. Got to see them opening night on this tour in Atlanta. They played in a church, of all things, the Tabernacle. And yeah. All right, back to the list here. An album I've learned about from the VC, and I think I highlighted this in my last video, but one I just picked up, which is an absolute grail. Elton Dean, Hugh Hopper, Alan Gowan, and Dave Sheen, Rogue Element on the Ogan label. Original from the UK. This was put out in '78. This is a monster album. Beautiful, beautiful stuff here. Killer sax playing from Elton Dean, from Soft Machine. Just talked about this. This was shown probably 8 months ago or so by Daniel from the band Blameful Isles up in Sweden. And I fell in love with this album as soon as I heard it. And yeah, he gave a wicked recommendation on this, and just got lucky and ran across a copy. Let's see, number 17, show a 10-inch record. So this one, also another one that I basically stole from Repo Records. This was $3. This is on the Emercy label. Clifford Brown and Max Roach. This is not in the best of shape, but it was $3. You've got Harold Land on tenor on here, Richie Powell on piano, George Morrow on bass. One of my all-time favorites right here. Just wicked. Clifford Brown's just, man. I just wonder what would have been if, you know. All right, next show, number 18, show a 7-inch record. This is probably my favorite one. Soundgarden, Outshined. Really cool. Basically picture disc here with the logo there. Absolutely badass. One of my favorite pieces of vinyl that I own. Got Outshined on side A, and I Can't Give You Anything on side B. Found that all kinds of years ago. Probably one of the first 7-inches I ever really bought. It's very stoked to still have that. And so number 19, show a favorite album to fall asleep to. That's a no-brainer. And I do not have the vinyl on this. I've had it in my hands a million times, and it's $30, and I'm just like, I'm not paying $30 for something I have on CD. And it's Thievery Corporation, The Mirror Conspiracy. Absolute masterpiece. Just chill as all fuck. Vocals are in French. Just mind-blowing stuff from these guys. Highly recommend this. I'm going to break down and buy the vinyl at some point. Probably soon now that I've revisited this. Doesn't get any better than that to fall asleep to. Or not fall asleep to if you have a lady present. And the last question, favorite vinyl community experience. That's got to be for me getting a shout out in a video from Teddy at Eat Sleep Vinyl, the master. Um, One of the first that I gravitated to in the vinyl community, one of the most knowledgeable, and man, just a deep collection and of just the best stuff ever. So yeah, that would sum up my 20 questions here. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm still under the weather. Hanging in there though, getting back to work tomorrow, and then I'm headed out to Savannah for kind of a family Christmas deal, and I'm gonna do some digging down there in Georgia, and so we'll be showing what I find in my next video. I've already got one record on hold down there at Graveface that I'm gonna be picking up. So yeah, hope everybody's doing well. Peace.